The new update details for this week are here. We will very likely get them too this following Thursday. It comes with a fix that may very well put Crucifix back at the top for PvE damage dealers. There are also some healing fixes, a new outfit with weapon skins, which are already available on the Korean server, so we can have a closer look. And I also want to go over our current known issues that the global devs have acknowledged. So jumping back to the update details, the first thing they say is they fix a bug where heavy attacks were not applied to healing over time. Some of you may have been noticing that. Your healing touch was no longer being able to sometimes be doubled. Same for your flash wave. Along with that, the fact heavy heals were getting halved. Normally when you heavy heal, it should be double the value, but it's now actually half the value. This is thankfully listed as a known issue here for us on Global, but I don't know if this Korean patch will fix that. They also fix a character position issue when using Phantom Smokescreen. But then we have that fix for the orb, so your Summon Satellite. They're fixing the issue where the skill could not be used when a party member already had a satellite when using satellite copy. So this is what could change Orb, Crucifix particularly, to be back at the top as a damage dealer. Because the way I believe it currently works is when somebody applies satellite copy and puts their satellite on you, you're not able to go ahead and use copy satellite for yourself to put it on everybody else too. And that way you would miss out on all the extra stellar dash damage. Normally you would have 5 hits, and if you're in a team of 6 you would have 10 hits. So that's a significant damage loss without that, which is what some of you may be experiencing right now. It is not fully clear how this fix will address this. Maybe they will simply just let you override somebody else's satellite copy, and so you would replace their satellites with your own. That would not mean you would gain any more damage, just whoever has theirs active gains all that extra stellar dash damage, meaning it would still be best to only have one orb in the team. But it would at least help orb healers to be able to still apply their distortion veil, and then the damage dealer comes along and can easily and quickly replace it with their satellite copy to deal damage again. But if we look at our list of known issues for the global server, they worded it a little bit differently. They state the effects of the orb summon satellite skill do not stack when a player in the party has 2 or more different satellite effects active at the same time. So this could confirm that their fix would allow people to have all their satellites in effect again at the same time, allowing everybody in the group to benefit from the extra hits of stellar dash. Now I personally still need to test that. I have had some of you saying that the stellar dash extra hits work regardless if you applied the satellite or somebody else did. But moving on with the patch notes, you can see they're just making a simple ping fix here and then some codex fixes. And yeah, that's about it. Pretty small patch, but usually they come out with bigger patches every 2 weeks. Apparently fixing orb was high up there enough on their priority list that they want to do it this week. Although I would say there are plenty of other issues that I would say take more priority. Do be aware that the Korean devs did acknowledge the dissatisfaction with the fact that they released the Heroic Pass just before they introduced a new Heroic Sync system, as we have now. Happy to have the Heroic Sync system, don't get me wrong, but that timing with the Heroic Pass just before it just feels bad. If you took the opportunity to upgrade a second weapon using the Heroic Pass, you ended up just wasting all those growth stones. Of course, in hindsight, and even so, what I did was just upgrade my other armor pieces, which is what everybody should have done. But of course, if you're very into playing other builds, you may have upgraded a second weapon or begun to do so. And again, all those growth stones are just wasted now that we can use the sync system. The Korean devs acknowledge this and say they take the responsibility seriously and strive to provide faster and more transparent information regarding future system changes. And their development team is currently preparing support measures for players who have already completed unique equipment enhancements, meaning heroic upgrades. However, this update does not bring any of that compensation. And as far as I've seen on the Korean server, they have not given anybody compensation for the Heroic Pass either. So that means we can't necessarily expect the global devs to come out with anything until then. All you can do is, yes, apply pressure. Potentially they can acknowledge this at the very least. But now let's have a look at the new skins that the Korean servers have gotten, along with weapon skins. They already have them available in game, so we can have a closer look. This is the bundle right here, with that preview of the female outfit just there. Has a very weird headpiece. It does come with this rocking chair emote. We already have it on the global server, so this bundle may just come with something entirely different for us. Pricing completely open to change as well. By looking at the outfit in the Mirror Boutique, we can see this is the full setup here on the female character without the headpiece. And then this is it for the male character. The headpiece probably looks a little bit more suitable for him, as we can apply that there. There is no extra style changes for those headpieces. The female one is just so tall here with that veil piece hanging off it. But you can remove decorations from the outfit itself, just removing the back piece there, along with the drapes coming from the arms. And you can see on the male character, it just removes that big cloak. There are weapon skins that come with this too. They have a purple glowy effect, so this is the great sword. Then we have the crossbows, the book and your wand, your sword and then your shield, your daggers, then the longbow, but it does come with a generic quiver, your staff, the big spear, and finally the orb. They all have this purple glowy effect, which you unfortunately can't change to any other color. And that was about it. So let's get into the list of known issues and confirm the things they don't appear to be fixing on the Korean server this week. So the first thing here is again acknowledging that mess up with the siege rewards, giving out Lucent instead of Solent, and items are over time being returned back to players. And again, they state it will take some time, so have some patience. As a result, also Lucent balances may be lower than expected. Once sellers receive their items, they'll be able to relist them, and they will provide a message on socials when all restorations are complete. Checking their game status here, they don't appear to have stated that it has been complete yet. So have some more patience or contact customer support. They do say Archboss encounters that were missed will be rescheduled, and before contacting about missing Lucent, make sure that you have claimed everything. They state here that the weapon skins from this celebration pack are still bugged, so you can't see them in the Mirror Boutique. And again, that healing is halved on heavy attacks instead of doubled. And the summon satellite effect for the orb, again, does not seem to stack right now. They still have listed the target issue with some of those aimed skills, some UI bugs, and an easy anti-cheat bug, which if you do run into, you can check this article to maybe it'll help you out. There are a bunch here that they do say they have recently resolved. On a personal level, I'm still pretty unhappy that they do not address wand curses with curse explosion working properly on field bosses. It's still bugged and you still receive a ton less damage than you should. On Fury, combine that with the detonation mark, and yeah, you're pretty much useless in those field boss fights right now. But you can go to some of those arch bosses as they do not have that extra damage reduction, and thus you can compete in damage and contribution. I'm getting like first or second place there pretty easily, especially when somebody's using the Tevent Orb effect. It does not have to be in your party. Oracle is coming up as one of the top damage dealers, but again will be hindered in those field bosses. You will not see it getting very good contribution because it relies a lot on curses, and again, Curse Explosion does next to nothing against those field bosses, being affected by that damage resistance twice. But this update doesn't appear to address that. It's not even in our known issues list, nor in the Korean patch notes. It has been like this for quite a long time, so it's very likely the devs don't care about it, or even think it's a bug. They probably assume all reports are skill issues, people just complaining. Additionally, we did have the new arch bosses, where we should have gotten 8 of these new fragments, but we only got 4 as a participation reward, but the bonus ones appear to have worked. If we go back on the update list, we can see how it's clearly stated here. Participating or ranking rewards for those arch bosses are increased. from 4 to 8. But I guess they broke something and didn't actually introduce that. And I don't know if the Korean patch will fix it, as they do not say. But that's about it. A special thank you to all the channel members for your extra support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys around.